Okay, welcome back to another episode of Out the Bench Podcast. And we're going to be talking about part 2 of my Final Four predictions. And this time we're going to be talking about Houston versus Duke, which a lot of people think the winner of this game is going to end up winning the whole tournament. But before we get into that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, man. Please hit that subscribe button. We 30 subscribers away from hitting 350 subscribers, man. It's been a long journey. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, man. It's absolutely free to subscribe and sub up over here. Make sure you hit that like button and comment who y'all got winning in this game, who y'all think gonna win the whole tournament. But nonetheless, let's go and get right into it. This game right here, like I said before, a lot of people stating that the winner of this Houston and Duke game right here in the Final Four, that a lot of people think the winner of this game is going to end up being the ultimate winner throughout the whole March Madness tournament. And I can understand why. Because Duke, the way that they've been playing, the type of way that the team is built, they got bigs, they got guards, they got wings, they got, shooting, they can get to the paint. They play a good, they's a well-oiled machine offensively and defensively. They got a good defensive scheme, and they got a guy in Cooper Flag who's a, legitimate, number 1, number 2 pick, a top NBA prospect and things like that. Well coached and all things of that nature. And that's what I see. Well, that's what I've been seeing from Duke. They is very well coached. There's a very well coached team. They very disciplined. They get it in and out of sets. They play very well together off the ball, on ball. They're not a team that is selfish. They're a team that like to see each other eat, like to see each other win, and they play very well together. And on the other hand, with like Houston, they got the same type of similarities. But the thing with a team like Houston, this is a team that Duke haven't seen before throughout this whole tournament. Not even just the tournament, the whole season. Because Houston got some real dogs over there, man. I ain't lying. Listen, bro. Houston Cougars, they got rough riders. I'm talking about they got guys that's gonna be over there ready to, lay it on Cooper Flag. Who not gonna be over there and lay down when the opportunity face. You hear me? Like, I'm telling you, like, them guys, they gonna go out there and play physical. Houston been the best defensive team in all of college basketball throughout this whole season. Limited they opponent's field goal percentage to only 37-38% whenever a team play them. So that mean that's tremendous on the Houston Cougars side. But if you the opponent and you shoot 37-38%, man, you're not gonna win too many ball games. And that's why Houston is in a position that they in right now, because they get after on the defensive side of the ball. They got a lot of veteran guys over there, and that's the type of team and the type of look that Duke haven't seen all season, and coming from the ACC and throughout this whole tournament. Which I feel like, to me, Duke haven't really just been battle testing, been through the waters yet. And I just don't know how they will kind of flare up. Now, with all that being said, like I said before, the Duke is still a very good, well-coached basketball team. And what I've been seeing from them throughout this whole tournament is just that, they're a team that play off the pass. They're not a team that's gonna like to take a lot of team one-on-one out the dribble and play. Like I said, they don't like to play a lot of hero ball. They're a team that's gonna play off the pass. They're gonna play within the system. They're gonna give it to the open guy. They're gonna give it to they're gonna feed the high hand. Even with Cooper Flag being the constituous best player on their team, being a number 1 draft pick, being a number one draft pick prospect that he is, he understands how to play the game. And that's what you don't see from a lot of people that's guy being number 1 pick, and somebody like Cooper Flag statue. Everything they got to get their numbers. Now it got to be about them. But Cooper Flag, he's a little bit different. He let the game come to him. He play within the team. He play within the system. He don't force anything. He let the game come to him. And I think that's what makes Cooper Flag so great. And that's what makes him so good, because he don't force anything. He just let the game come to him. He not out here just looking to put up 20, 25, 30 points. If it takes him to get 14, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists, he is more than capable of doing that. And he's more than willing to do that as well, which you don't see a lot of guys, a Cooper Flag magnitude and stature, be that type of player that come in and who put the team first. That's why I think that's one of the main reasons Duke is this far right now into the Final Four. But Houston is a different animal. I just seen Houston steamroll Tennessee. With Tennessee been one of the best defensive team, one like a top 2, top 3, top 5 defensive team all season. They had Dekai Ziegler, who's one of the SEC Defensive Players of the Year, one of the candidates for National Defensive Player of the Year. I think they got voted the best defense, in college basketball. Man, Tennessee, bro, and Houston steamrolled them. It's not because Houston is just one of these, terrific offenses. It's just that they get after on the defensive side of the ball. They're gonna be physical with you. They're gonna roughen the game up, and they're gonna bring a certain level of physicality that no team is just, coming with. They're not coming with that type of force and type of intensity on the defensive side of the ball that the Houston Cougars coming with. Man, I seen a tweet talking about the Houston Cougars team consists of like three NFL linebackers and 2 basketball players, man. Like, that's how physical these boys coming to play, man. I ain't lying. Like, Houston, they getting after on the defense side of the ball. They getting in it, man. Look, listen, bro. They getting in their stance, and they gonna line you up. You heard me? Like, they not playing. So, it's hard to say. I really don't got a prediction in the game, cause like I said, it can go either way. But I really want to lean towards Houston for the simple fact that I haven't seen Duke be battle tested yet in this tournament. And once you a team that's winning by double digits, continuously winning by double digits and things like that. Yes, it's good that you winning by double digits. It's showing that you just so much superior than the other teams. But once you get into a setting like this, like I said against the Auburn and the Florida situation matchup, once you go up against a team that's kind of on the even playing field as you want to have those type of battle testing moments to see how your team gonna waver. Is they gonna shy away from what they've been doing all season? See how they is characteristically. You want to pick up those type of habits, and I think Houston Cougars is gonna make Duke play a certain type of way that they haven't played all season. They gonna get them a look that they haven't played all season. They, once they get to bumping them and being physical with them, you never know. You might see Cooper Flag get out of character, get the crying to the refs, looking for foul calls, and so on and so on and so forth. Doing things like that, forcing shots and things like that, where the Houston Cougars might be able to get you out your game. Cause like I said, if it's one thing the Houston Cougars gonna do, they come to play defense. They coming to play defense. Now, they might not have one of the best offensive, or they might not be one of the most talented offenses and things like that, but the aggression on the defense side of the ball going to end up making up for what they lack on the offense side of the ball. Because they're going to be able to get steals, get deflections. They're going to get out in transition and run in the open court. They're going to get to that free throw line. They're going to play physical, so they're going to make you, they're going to muck the game up. They're going to slow it down, and they're going to play how they want to play. They're going to make you play their type of ball game. And that's the team with Duke. With Duke being a kind of basically a young team versus Houston, who's a veteran team that's been there before. They got a lot of seniors and they got a lot of juniors on their team. So they've been battle tested. They've been through the waters. They show they're a well-coached team. They show under pressure they can be able to execute. And that's a lot of things that the team don't do, is execute. Now, I'm not going to say Duke don't execute, because I've been very, very impressed with their execution level, so far, thus far in the tournament. Especially in the Arizona game. You seen those guys coming off, you seeing Proctor coming off these pen downs, not settling for the three, giving them pump fake, one step into the mid range, setting the screen, they slipping screens. Duke is a very intelligent ball club over there. I'm not taking nothing away from Duke. Cause like I said, I've been very impressed with them being a young team and seeing how well they execute and how well they play together, and then seeing how well connected they are, and seeing how unselfish they is on the offense side of the ball. And that feeds over to the defense. When everybody touching the ball on the offensive side of the ball, everybody feel like they involved, things like that. It's gonna give you that much more energy to want to defend on the defense side of the ball. Because if you feel like, man, we get this stop on the defense side of the ball, man, I might get a chance to, get some shots up. You heard me? So that's how I feel like Duke is. But the thing is opposite. Like, Houston and Duke is night and day. They the same but indifferent. Like, if that makes sense. Cause like, to me, they both well coached. They both is a very good team at executing the game plan. They're a very good team at executing what they want to run on offense side of the ball. They both two teams who don't really turn the ball over as much. They both two teams who can rebound, who gonna defend. It gonna come down to the intangibles. And that's where I think like I said, I want to give a little edge to Houston, for the simple fact, because I think they're gonna be the more physical team. I think they're gonna be the more experienced. They is the more experienced team, and I think that's gonna show. I think with them being so physical, it's gonna rattle Duke a little bit. I'm not saying it's gonna make a huge difference, but in certain moments in the game, certain things is gonna happen throughout that game where, you know, Houston gonna be able to get away with certain things that Duke haven't seen before, or haven't been through them waters. Cause you know what I'm saying. A thing about a beginner when it comes to swimming, everybody can swim when it's 4 feet, when it's 5 feet. But you know, the longer you get into that water, the deeper you get into that water, you keep swimming, we're gonna find out who can swim for real. And I think that's what Houston do. You know what I'm saying? They brought their teams into the deep water and figured out these teams couldn't swim, and ultimately drowned them. That's what Houston like to do, and that's what they like to thrive off of. But with Cooper Flag and Duke offensively, the execution level, the size that they possess over there, they got a big man. They got good 3-point shooting. They gonna be able to space the court out. They play together well off each other. It's gonna make up a good defense versus offense. And this is where it come to, you know, a lot of people like to say defense win championships. That's why I lean towards Houston. Not saying that Duke is Houston have the number one defense in the country throughout this whole year. Duke had the number 3 defense. So it's not like Duke is some slouch on the defense side of the ball. But the thing is, it's going to be a different type of intensity level being played tomorrow. I think that's going to be the game of the day, game of the night. Houston versus Duke. Y'all let me know who y'all got. Because if Duke can pull this off, if Cooper Flag ain't already number 1 pick, man, Cooper Flag gonna solidify himself as one of the best one and done prospects that we have seen, especially in my 23-year lifetime. Cooper Flag, he that boy. He done stamped himself in college basketball history. He done stamped himself in basketball history. If he can pull this off. But y'all let me know in the comments, do y'all got Duke winning? Do y'all got Houston winning? I lean towards Houston for the simple fact that the physicality and what I just seen them do to one of the best SEC teams in the country. Not just beat them, but put a beat down on Tennessee. You know, I can't just overlook that. With them not just having, you know, one of the best offenses in there and doing it on the defensive side of the ball, and they making timely shots. They execute. They get down the floor. I forgot who they played. I thought it was Purdue. When Houston had played Purdue, they ran an out of bounds play where the guy threw it to, like, I want to say like the elbow or like the mid post area right there. He got it. He bounced it right back to him, and they ended up winning the game off that. That just shows the poise, the execution level right there at its finest. That just shows the maturity level, the IQ level, the what's the word I'm trying to say? Cause like the experience factor, and I think that's gonna play a big role into the Duke versus Houston, and that's why I lean towards Houston a little bit. Not to say that I'm hating on Duke or anything like that. So I don't need y'all Duke fans, cause I know y'all gonna come deep, but I'm just saying. I told y'all, Duke, y'all a very good ball club. You got Cooper Flag. I think y'all gonna have the best player in this game. But the thing, and you know, y'all execute well. Y'all gonna be well coached. Y'all gonna be ready to go. But I just don't believe y'all been battle tested enough to go up and beat a team like Houston, who's experienced, who's aggressive, who's gritty, who's gonna feisty, who's gonna bring the fight to you, who's not gonna back down from you. You know, that might be a little bit too much to overcome from a young ball club. But Duke can if Duke can if it's a team out there that can pull it off, I think Duke can do it. And that's the main reason why a lot of people saying the winner of the Duke Houston game is gonna be the national champions, you know, of this season. But y'all let me know in the comment section. Do y'all got Duke? Do y'all got Houston? Me, Houston, man. And I'll see y'all next time.